Welcome back. This is Michelle from Michelle's Empty Nest, and it's been a hot minute since I have shared a video over here on YouTube. November has been a crazy busy month around our house. We've had some projects going on, some that we are doing ourselves, a couple things that we've had to outsource. So that means, we had to do some research and some estimates and then be here for people to come. There's not much my husband and I don't DIY together, but things like replacing an HVAC unit downstairs is not something we have the skills or ability to do. So we've had to do some of that. We've been in the car buying mode, which takes some time. I have already taken everything down from our attic for Christmas decorating. I usually wait till the weekend or the night and the weekend after Thanksgiving. But I wanted to just go ahead and start earlier this year. It just seemed like the right thing to do. And so I've been working on that for about a week or so. And just a lot of things. I've been still doing my Thankful 30 and my Project Grateful. I'm doing both of those this month, but they're not things that I'm making videos for. I'm just sharing them over on Instagram, and I'm a little behind sharing over there as well. But what I wanted to do today was come on and do a flip through of my December Daily 2020 albums from last year. I'm going to start with volume 1 today, and I will come back on and do a volume 2 in a separate video just so they don't get too long. You'll see the albums don't match. Last year was my first year. I did not think I would need 2 albums, so I didn't purchase 2 albums, which I really regret because I love this one. I love it, love it, love it. And I don't think I'd be able to find another one even like in a swap group at this point. So at some point I'm going to have to buy 2 albums to put these into because it drives my OCD crazy that they don't match. But I'll definitely use this one maybe to go back and tell some stories of December's past, maybe like a chunk of years together, or just use it more of like a photo and journaling area, even if I don't treat it like a normal December daily, fancy type album or whatever. But anyway, I wanted to go ahead and do that. So we're going to put this one to the side and do this walkthrough today, and hopefully I can remember what I did on some of these. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look inside of volume 1. I will go ahead and say that there are a lot of scrap lift pages in here, straight up scrap lifts. It was my first year. This was really the first project I had ever done. I was still new to scrapbooking. And so a lot of things came from Allie and then from Crystal Idunyate. I think I have a couple of things from Shuin, which is Shoe Puff Creations. And a few things, of course, that I came up with on my own, but it was a kind of an overwhelming project to start with as my first big thing, not to take a little of that pressure off and do some scrap lifting of just some of these gorgeous ideas that were out there. So this one was a scrap lift of Crystal Idunyate. I did not order the felt numbers, so I just cut these on my silhouette and stacked them up a few high, gluing them together. Wrapped it with twine and this little twig piece. I still have some of those left, so I may use those this year. And then a chipboard piece from Allie. This one was straight from Allie. Up here, I think she had journaling or something down here. I did this printed on vellum, but I loved this. I love that it used a lot of different products and a lot of different textures. I put, texture paste through stencils. This was a piece that I had done on a jelly plate. So lots of different things, hand stitching here. Loved that one. This was from Crystal. So it is, it used the stamp from last year, the Christmas tree stamp, and it had all these different patterns. And so it was just kind of swapping those back and forth to create the big tree. And then my reason why is under there. And then This one was a piece from Color Cast Designs with all of the wood veneer with it. And so I printed out my journaling with a red background. I've gotten better at matching colors since then. And then I just put it on this black and white striped paper. And I will say, I did do in July, no, I didn't do it in July. Did I do it in July? I think I did. I did like walkthroughs of just like a quick flip through of several days at the time over on Instagram, but not a full flip through. So I did want to mention that. All right, around here was another cut file from Allie, I believe, or either I used a digital stamp. A download from Allie or a digital stamp. And again, I stacked several up to give it some texture and dimension. This paper was from the Hey Santa line from Crepe Paper. I used a good bit of that as well. I think all of these may have been. And then this little cut file from Paige Evans, I backed it. I did pretty much a simple job of backing it. I didn't go in and do each individual little triangle as a different paper. That would have been very tedious. This was the first cut file I had ever backed. So also the first time I had ever sewn vellum and made my own pocket. So lots of firsts in this album. So this was just around here, and I just have, various pictures of the decorations. A lot of these kind of stay the same from year to year. Some of them I change up. So just a collection of photos in there, and I added some pom-pom trim. This was a picture of our mantle. I put my Santa collection there every year, added in some puffy stickers from, I believe this was a kit from Allie before 2020. I had gone on to HSN and found a couple of kits. That's where this album actually came from, where she had previous December Daily kits on there. At a pretty reduced price. It came with the album and then a lot of different stickers and things like that, and journaling cards. So that's where these came from, I think. And then I created this flip out, and I'm not sure if it'll all fit. Hopefully it will. A little kitchen tree, one of the corners in my kitchen. Sorry. Hold on. Okay, sorry. We're going to keep going. Hopefully, there's a little child riding around in the cul-de-sac on a little thing that makes a lot of noise on the pavement. So we'll see how it goes with the dogs. And then this is something that I have downstairs. It's a 3-tier tray that I decorate for different seasons. And then there are additional photos on the back of my ceramic tree that is very old. It's not an updated, recently done one. Is actually probably considered antique by now. Our dining room tree, and then the tree in our bedroom, and just a variety of stickers from the Crepe Paper line, maybe even some things from Citrus Twist kits. I'm not exactly sure, but I did use one of those Citrus Twist kit sticky things to attach all of that into my album. All right, and then this one I just cut strips and stamped different sentiments from one of Allie's sets. More pictures of around here. Since this was my first one, I really wanted to capture as much of the around here things as I could. All right, and then for story number 2, it was of us going to get a tree. We decided last year to do a real tree for the first time in probably 15 years or so. Yeah, over 15 years is what I put in my journaling. We have decided this year just to go ahead and buy a new 10-foot tree that's pre-lit to go in the place that this one went. I put up about 4 big trees and 2 small trees, so that's another reason why I have to start decorating early and it takes forever. So I use this transparency so that you can kind of see the trees there, and then my husband hugging the tree at the tree farm, and then me with the tree when I got home. And more stickers. Some of this I think came from Felicity Jane. So again, just a big variety. me waving to the camera here, and I'm hoping there's not glare on these, and then my husband carrying the tree in, and then a close-up of the lights once we got it together. Then this was a little cut file or actually I think it might have been a stamp that I made a cut file. This was a tough one for me. I was still new to this kind of stuff. It's got some of the layers I did more than once to give it dimension. I've got a couple of different types of felt, again, stacked up in some places. And that's one reason I think why my albums got so full was because I kind of did these little extra things, and I did like 3 pages for around here. So, you know, a learning process. Then I have the letter to Santa that I wrote. It ended up being kind of lengthy. So I did that with this tag, made this pocket myself. And then I did our wish list with all 3 pictures on their own separate things. So we did like our top 3 items, got all of them, was very happy about that. And then Olin's wish list. So these were the things that he wanted the most, and he got all of those as well. So I just did those as little tag sets. Day 4, I wanted to do a memory from Christmas past. And so this is a long story. You would have to kind of read the journaling. I won't go into all of it here, but my mother had a brain aneurysm caused by a brain tumor. And she was not expected to live. This was when I was 3 years old. She got out of the hospital right before Christmas. And for some reason, my uncles gave her a deer head. They were hunters. We live in the South, and they thought she would want this deer head. So, yeah. So I wanted to document that. And then these were just a couple more pictures of me and her with her hair barely growing back in front of the tree with the tinsel on it. And then sleeping in the bed together once she finally got home from the hospital. All right, number 5 was 5 things I love right now. And this idea came from Allie, where she cut a sentiment and then sandwiched it between 2 pieces of paper so that it's just a very neat effect. And so I just did 5 pictures of things that I was really loving at the time. Command hooks made the list. I put them everywhere. And then this is a little vellum piece with 5 on it to fill up the other hole. And then I stamped out these are a few of my favorite things from Maria from The Sound of Music. Number 6, I got this idea from Crystal Idunyate. It was triangles with twine kind of covering up the seams. And then when it opens up, it's a larger triangle. Let me see if I can get it together here. It doesn't go perfectly together because of the rings, but then it's just like our main tree. This is the one that we went and got from the tree farm. So that's it all decorated up. Then for number 7, I made a flip out, and I left this page as a full page photo and then kind of did like the Happy Planner style. I just did like a hole punch with a 6-hole punch and then cut the slits so that it could fit on and off of the rings. So these are the ornaments that we purchased. We bought ornaments every year from Hallmark and have since we got married in 1990. And we buy quite a few different little series and things like that. And then sometimes we'll get ornaments when we travel. And so this was to document our new ornaments. And so you can see all of the ones here that we got. I also picked up a couple that were about 2020 and the toilet paper and all of the things there. So the photos I made into a pocket. And then on these little tags, I just did a little short journaling about each of these ornaments, why we pick them or where they came from, that kind of thing. This was the 2020 ornament, so I did it large. And then this is the tree that has all of the ornaments in it. It's in our downstairs guest bedroom. It is a very full, heavy tree once I get through decorating it with all of those ornaments. Number 8 was our girls. And for it, this idea came from Allie. These were little chipboard tags. And so I backed the holes with paper so that it would have a pattern showing through there. And here's the other one. And then it just opens up to talk about our girls, which are our pets, our 2 dogs and our 2 cats that we have right now. So I said their ages and names. And then I also did a flip up. So there's like a picture of them with their little headpiece on. And then like a closer up. Here's Ellie with her Mrs. Claus outfit on. And then her being chased by the cat. And I just filled in with, just random bits and pieces. And then here's our cat, Stella, and our cat, Margot. So this was a little tedious to create, but it was very fun. And this little contraption I put together so that it stays in the pocket in the rings. Then I decided each year I will go back and document 4 Christmases from the past, like a family photo from each Christmas, just candid ones. So for the first one, I started the year we got married and did through 93. And the idea came from Crystal as well with, see if it's all in frame there. I can't see because the sun is so bright in my window right now. Starting with 1990 when Ben was a baby, and I journaled a bit, talking about Olin being home from deployment. He was at the first Gulf War deployed when our first son was born. And then in 91, here's Ben at about 14 months old. He was an only child. And all of these photos ended up being taken at my parents' house. So the paneling and the draperies that I grew up with is all there. 92, we had our second son, Dylan. And so there's that one. And then a picture of just the 2 of them for 93. In 94, we'll start with our third son, Austin, being included in the memories. Then I did this cut file, maybe from Paige Evans. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. I'm pretty sure that's a quote from Elf. I've never seen that movie, believe it or not. And so I did that one because it talked about singing to do my top 10 list. And again, here, there's just kind of like extra stuff that I wanted to do. And so that's why it got bulky. And then I made these windows. I think this maybe was from a product play idea. I honestly don't remember at this time, but they're just little like 2x2s. They ended up being very similar to the little 2x2 window cards in this year's kit. It's another flip up. Let's see, it flips up this way. So I stitched the 2 pages together. Again, notched out kind of happy planner style so it could flip up, but still allow this page to be as big as possible. Put the gold numbers on each window, and then I just have the picture of the album cover on there for all 10. And then I'm pretty sure these were Felicity Jane word stickers. And I just put something, that either was music related or just holiday in general. But I loved this one with so much going on. And then this was a 3x8 card. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And I needed it because I wanted to have this page be on this side, not over here, because I wanted the transparency. I cut out Oh Holy Night. And then I also cut the nativity scene, and I did it in reverse so that, you wouldn't see the glue or the adhesive on the back. Added some little stars. I think that was part of the cut file. Did those in gold. And then I wanted to show my favorite nativity set, which is the willow tree one. I think there may be a couple of other little sets that you can add to this now. But this one I've had for quite a while. Probably, we had it before we moved to our current house. So that was before, that's been at least 13 years. It's probably 15 years old or so. And then I also on the back showed just another little collection of nativity sets that I have, and then journaled about that. Number 12 was a Christmas light scavenger hunt that Crystal Idignate shared this little printable for. I backed it on this piece of green and white polka dot paper. I think that was from the stamp market. Gold number 12, put a little tab here. And again, I just had to kind of fill the space because of how I wanted to document this day with the 2x2s. This Twinkling Lights is an acrylic piece from Color Cast Designs. And then these pictures are horrible because it was dark and we were far away from most of them in the car. So they're not great, but they're there. I thought about reprinting them, but it would be hard to do these that have the twinkling lights over the top here. So it's kind of one of those things where it's done and documented, dusted on the shelf, and so that's probably what I'm going to stick with. So I just took a little 2x2 or made a 2x2 of all the things we found and then filled in the rest of the pockets with clear or vellum pieces. And then this was at the end of the night. This is Ellie, our little Yorkie, and she had on a little sweater. You can see one of her name tags there. And we had stopped at McDonald's, and my husband ran in to get us some supper to eat when we got home. And then this was a few more pictures from that night, us in the car out at one of the places that we stopped to take pictures. And so that's how I ended this album on day 12. That's as far as I got. So that is where I will end this flip through. I do believe I have a highlight bubble that shows all of the little short clips where I shared each like 2 or 3 days together maybe over on Instagram. So be sure to go over there and check that out. And hold on. Okay, y'all, this has been a crazy little time here. Now Alexa was telling me that it was time to go and swap the laundry around. So that is where I'm going to end this one. If you enjoyed this video, I would certainly love a thumbs up down below. And if you have not already subscribed to my channel, I would certainly appreciate you doing that and becoming a part of my little YouTube family. You can also follow me over on Instagram for lots more things over there. I will post the volume 2 flip through probably the day after you see this one. I am going to share kind of where I am in my December Daily 2021 process and kind of give you an idea of some of the things I'm using and planning to do. And then I'll have those process videos throughout December. And I do have a few other videos to get made and edited and posted for other little things that I've been doing this month. And so be on the lookout for that. Hopefully I can get back on track. All right, so if you hung around for all this time, I certainly appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself and do something good for yourself. Bye-bye.